What's good, Toiletarians? It's your master, Toilet Terry here, coming to you tonight from Toilet Ark, in the crevices of Cleveland, Tennessee, with Operation Let's Kill This Town with Laughter. Good evening, I'm your host, John Terry, and tonight's topic is... drumroll please. There is no need to sugarcoat everything. You know, we can't all be Willy Wonka. I'm sure you Southerners out there know what it means to sugarcoat something. I mean, no offense, Yankees. I mean, we've all sugarcoated something at some point in our lifetime. We all have. But I'm sure that absolutely none of us are pros at it. Unless, of course, you are an acting major and you plan to take on Hollywood someday by sugarcoating your opinions about certain things, especially your political opinions. Seriously though, I absolutely hate having to force myself to sugarcoat my opinion when I do not want to hurt somebody else's feelings. I hate that with a burning passion. Let me give y'all an example, okay? My grandmother, who's a Southerner, is very political and loudmouthed about her take on things. You see, I, on the other hand, am not. We're complete polar opposites. I remember this one time she was ranting on and on about politics and would not stop. For the first black president, we get a traitor. For the first female presidential candidate, we get a criminal. I hope Trump wins. And that half fake country accent, half black voice thing she does all the time. Man. I feel sorry for her. On the outside, I'm going, yeah, okay, okay. Oh yeah, Nito Bandito. But on the inside, I just want to say, okay, first off, you're supposed to say African American, not black. And second off, I just don't care. Here's what she would have said in return. I bet you this is what she would have said if I hadn't sugarcoated my opinion. If I had just been straight up forward and honest with her, she probably would have been like, well, political correctness is a bunch of BS. John, I don't even want to talk to you. Just how hypocritical is that? You say you hate political correctness, but then you call me out on quote-unquote being quote-unquote politically incorrect? Jesus better come back soon. I'm telling you, because I don't know if I could deal with any of these oxymorons any longer. My grandmother actually did go a whole week and a half one time without even talking to me, and that was due to bitterness she had with me about something. And that something I did was not even a big deal, and she made a big deal out of nothing. Talk about a Southerner with a fake country accent who never sugarcoats crap. And half the time speaks in a fake black voice or, ugh. Man, but I'm gonna tell you why she don't sugarcoat crap. 'Cause she always so salty. And the salt ain't even salty. It's bitter. So technically, she's bitter. You know, we all have two parts of the brain, right side and left side. It's just that in her brain, there's no knowledge in the left. And in the right, there's nothing left. Get it? Nothing left. In the right. Yeah. Okay, so. Anyway, I gave her a call on April Fool's Day one time. Get this. A little something y'all need to know is that she's been married and divorced twice. And single again for 23 years now. She says she don't want to get married ever again. So anyway, on April Fool's Day, I give her an April Fool's joke call. I tell her that the janitor at my high school thinks that she is hot and wants me to set him up with her. Take this. She says she don't ever want to get married again, right? But when I finally cracked down and told her it was a joke, these were her words. John, I don't even want to talk to you. She hangs up the phone. Man, I didn't hear from her again until about 2 weeks later. When I finally heard back from her, she asked me, get this, here's what she asked me. By the way, what's the janitor of your school look like? I tell her the truth. Well, first off, he's Mexican, and she cut me off right there and said, no, thank you. Just how racist is that? Get this. My grandmother thinks all Mexicans are in the cartel. No wonder she supports Trump and hates Obama so much. I shared a Mexican joke with her one time. Not just her, but my whole family, and get this, she was the only one who thought it was funny. Everyone else looked like they wanted to shoot me. Here was the joke. I'm pretty sure most of y'all have heard this one. If you have not, you need to, so here it goes. What do you call a real-life Humpty Dumpty? Alright, I'm gonna tell you. Mexican. They all looked like they wanted to shoot me, but she thought it was funny. I have to agree with her because, I mean, come on. How is that racist? It's just the truth. Trump said he was going to build a wall. Didn't he? I tell you, though, I'm not racist or anything, but Mexicans are fart knockers. Whoa, 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 now. Before you politically correct people, rebuke me. I'm going to tell you how I mean that, okay? You know how every time you eat Mexican, it gives you gas and it makes you fart? Mm-hmm. Is that politically incorrect? No! It's just the truth, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Man, I tell you, my grandmother never sugarcoats crap, and she always speaks in that heavy accent I told y'all. You know, one thing I take after her on is I don't sugarcoat crap, right? The accent, no. Heck, I make fun of her for this accent that she speaks in all the time. It got to the extent one time where me and my buddy from college, JJ Martin, were in a McDonald's drive-thru, right? He decides it would be funny because of all the stories I've told him and how I've mocked BB's voice, my grandmother, that's her name, in the stories that I've told him about her. The funny stories, right? He's just like, you know what? I'm gonna try and speak like your grandmother when we pull up here. And when this nice lady takes my order, I'm gonna say, 1 second, please. And then, yeah, he goes through the order, speaking like this. And then at the end, just to be funny, he's like, yes, what's the extra sauce packet about? Seriously, look it up. It's on my YouTube channel, Toilet Terry, the one you're watching right now. McDonald's drive-thru prank. It's hilarious, but anyway, back to sugarcoating. Man, tell you what. I'm gonna tell you this one thing. If the whole world told the truth and didn't sugarcoat crap, it'd be a much better place to be. I'm telling you, because first off, lying is not of God's creation. The truth is part of God's creation. Satan, the enemy, the devil, has just perverted that and flipped it upside down. So lies are not a creation. It's just the truth perverted. But the number one thing in this world I believe Satan has perverted is politics. How has he done that? Well, he's done it through many different people, political figures such as Bill and Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, Joe Biden, and many more figures who are either much loved or much hated by the public. And the people whom they are much loved by, their way of perceiving reality and thinking is also perverted. So if you're a lying liberal and you're listening to this right now, I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I didn't know tonight was gonna turn into me preaching. Wow. Anywho, I think it's just creepy how politics have corrupted the modern world we live in today. Why creepy of all words? All things? Here's why. There's this speech by Paul Harvey called If I Were the Devil. Ooh, a chill just went down my spine, man. Whew. In the speech, he says, if I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves. Yo, okay. This speech was written back in the 1960s. Was Paul Harvey a prophet or something? Just look at the modern world here and today in comparison to that of back then in the 60s when this speech was written and published. Because get this, he ends the speech with this. If I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing, which is perverting God's creation, which has happened a lot since the 60s. Back then, you couldn't even drop the F-bomb on national television without getting fired. But today, surprisingly, you can, in most cases. I don't care if any of you out there listening to this are atheist, Buddhist, Muslim, or whatever. Not to get prideful, but what I'm saying is the truth. And I'm not, say it with me, gonna sugarcoat it. I tell you, sugarcoating may seem nice, but in reality it's ugly and it's from hell. It's from the devil. The whole reason some people sugarcoat things is because they don't want to hurt one's feelings. Well, get this. Why would someone allow their feelings to get hurt? Because the reason being is their perception of life in reality is perverted by the enemy. If that offends any of you listeners out there, I'm sorry, but that's the truth, and I'm not, say it with me, gonna sugarcoat it. Heck, if any of y'all who got offended by previous things that I said are still listening to this, you're just offending yourself by continuing to watch when you can turn it off. And you know why? Because your way of thinking and perceiving reality is perverted by Satan himself. And that's only not because he's stronger than you, but because you're stronger than him, but you've allowed yourself to think that you're weaker by not taking a stand against the demonic forces of evil and giving it a place in your life. Sorry if that offends any of you listeners out there, but it's the truth, and I'm not, say it with me, gonna sugarcoat it. In other words, y'all can either get right or you can get wrong. Your choice. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this or enjoyed that. I am John Terry, your host. I will see you on Tuesday. Tune in at 9/8 Central in the PM for the next episode. It is going to be lit. You don't want to miss it. All right, folks, keep it real out there. Peace. Toilet is out the ark.